Hello guys, and welcome to my channel called Hack the System. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Tesla as a company and Elon Musk and his vision to help the population to move towards the renewable energy. So naturally, I was interested in his recent podcast on Joe Rogan. So I thought I would share some of the thoughts with you and let's get into it. So first of all, we are here on the Tasmanian page. That's my favorite page to get all the news about Tesla and SpaceX. Basically everything involving Elon Musk. So we have some Model S here. But first of all, I would start with the Tesla Roadster because we have a new info about that. Kinda exciting. Elon said that they would include one version called maybe a SpaceX version, which would include some jet propulsion system which would enable the Tesla Roadster to hover above the ground in a height of about 6 feet. And as you know, the Roadster would have a forward propulsion rocket on the back, so it can achieve these huge accelerations. Because usually you are limited with the tire technology, but with this rocket on the back it can achieve these humongous accelerations from standstill. And you are not limited by the tire technology, which is pretty cool. But now, back to the Tesla Model S. As we have here on the page, we can see it will be the fastest mass production vehicle with a time from 0 to 60 of about 1.96 seconds. He said this on the podcast. This would be the light version. What's also very interesting is about the changes in the interior, which includes removing of the stalk, which changes the drive, and the drive select would be controlled by an automated system which would decide if you want to go forwards or backwards, and you don't have to change anything with your hand. So it should be automatical, but also if you want to do it manually, you can do it by pressing on the screen. Elon Musk mentioned that Tesla Model S is his most favorite car, and also he mentioned again, but we knew this for a long time, that all Tesla cars are the safest cars that have been ever tested. They have a 5-star rating, so that's the best they can get. The next thing, which is quite cool, is the navigation autopilot, which according to Elon can make an optimal route with drop-offs or stops according to a traffic situation around you, or let's say along the road, without you having to intervene the system, which is pretty cool. When you have the autopilot engaged, you can play games or just watch movies on the middle huge touch screen, which can now be tilted horizontally. Then Elon Musk mentioned something about solar power in cars. He said it probably never be just solar powered because the efficiency of solar panels cannot produce enough electricity to support the car throughout all the journey. Here we can see a render of a Cybertruck van, which theoretically, he mentioned on the podcast, could have solar panels, but it wouldn't be able to run with them all the time. The efficiency is not there yet because they are just like 30% efficient, but it could help you to like a little bit with little recharges along the way, which would be cool on long road trips, or if you are like camping in nature. And now moving towards Starlink, he mentioned a few interesting things that satellites are probably not great for high-dense urban areas, and 5G is way better for that case scenario. Starlink is using a beam with diameter of several miles and a specific Ku band of photons, which is basically a longer wavelength of photons than the usual light, so we don't see it, but it can travel those long distances of several hundred kilometers. And he briefly also mentioned about the Neuralink, but mostly we know this, that at first it will be used for spinal cord injuries and restoring functionality. And coming back to vehicles of Tesla, there is the semi-truck, which will eventually be fully autonomous one day. But first, before the algorithm gets good enough, there could be convoys of multiple trucks which follow one another, and all this big convoy is driven by one truck in front, driven by a driver. And these trucks will basically stay one behind another with a specific distance in between them, and he said this implementation would be very easy to achieve in the future when the semi-truck is out. And the semi-truck will be out probably in 2022. And last but not least, Elon was thinking a lot about planes. He said that maybe one day Tesla will make planes as well, but it's very difficult and the technology is not there yet, and it will take a lot of effort from him. So he didn't confirm anything, but just painted an idea that maybe one day he will shift towards planes eventually. But maybe a more interesting thing, he mentioned that he would maybe work on boats before the planes, right after he finishes the semi-truck, which is really interesting to have electric boats, but even for passenger journeys or stuff like that, but also for like big heavy industrial ships. We'll just have to wait and see what Elon comes with next. So this was it from the Joe Rogan podcast, a little bit of a summary, and I hope you got something new from this video. And if so, please feel free to click the like button, maybe subscribe for future videos, and I thank you for watching.